Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sumit, and today we are going to explore one of the newest Salesforce features called Named Query API, and we'll learn how to use it within MCP server. So in today's video, we are going to see what is a named query, why Salesforce introduced it, how do we create a named query, how to test it using Postman, how to invoke it from an Apex class, how do we test it by using a REST Explorer from within Salesforce, and how to expose it through an MCP server. So let's get started. But before we proceed, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, so kindly do it fast. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you won't miss any update on upcoming videos on Salesforce technologies. So the first question comes, what is a named query? Like in Salesforce, we used to have queries. We can write SOQL queries in developer console. We can write Apex queries. Then what exactly named query does? What is the use of a named query? So traditionally, if we want to expose the Salesforce data through an API, we have to create a Apex REST web service. What we used to do, we used to create a Apex web service class like this. We used to create a Apex web service class, and then we expose this Apex class and the functions by using with the help of a URL mapping to external services, or we can use wrapper classes, or we use authentication logic. So this requires coding and maintenance. So Salesforce has introduced a named query API to simplify this process. So the named query is nothing. Named query is it's a reusable SOQL query that Salesforce automatically expose as a REST API endpoint. Just imagine that in order to expose a simple query, in order to fetch the account for to expose to related opportunities for an account. Now, either we change this query, we change this code, then we expose this. But what if a solution is there that we can simply create a query? We don't have to create any Apex class, do not need to create any function, no wrapper classes, no URL mapping, nothing. Simply we create a named query API and we can use that. So instead of writing the Apex REST class, we simply create a SOQL query. We can add parameters to that query if required. We can save it as a named query API, and Salesforce generates an API endpoint automatically. So as I mentioned that instead of doing all these things manually, now Salesforce will solve the problem and Salesforce will automatically generate the API endpoint. We only need to share that endpoint with the team. We need to share this with the client or with the third party developers. So, and that endpoint can be consumed by the Apex, by the flows, by the Agentforce, MCP server, external application, and AI agents. So let's get started and we'll see how do we create a named query API in Salesforce. And it's very easy. What we have to do, I'll simply navigate to setup, click on home, and here I search for named query API. This comes under. So here I look for named query API, clicked on named query API, and here is the interface to create a new named query API. So how do we do this? We will be click on this button, new named query API, and let's give it a name. So I'm going to give the name as, let's say, get opportunities API version 66.0. Description, I just write here named query API to fetch related opportunities for an account based on account ID, right? And here we have to write a query. So you need to write the simple SOQL query the way we used to write in Apex class. Or if you want to test the query, you can test it by using data export also. So I'm just writing a query here. Select name, comma, amount, comma, stage name. So we can go and check the data export. And I just write here select name, comma, amount from opportunity, comma, stage name, and we can test it. So it's working fine. And so I'll just copy this and paste it here. Stage name, where account ID equals to colon account ID, or I can just say ACCI. You can give any parameter you want, and when you click on validate, so you will see the same parameter will automatically appear here. So you have to add a description. So pass account ID to get related opportunities. Simply you have to add a description and save it. That's all. So bingo, our named query created successfully. And as I mentioned that the Salesforce will automatically generate one endpoint URL for the named query. So you can see this is the endpoint. So this endpoint, we can use it on various places. So how are we going to test it? But first of all, we have to activate this. So in order to activate this, we need to go to API catalog. So after you create a named query API, we need to navigate to API catalog, and here you can see this get opportunities external services. This is the that's the source for the named query. I click on this external service, and what we have to do, we need to activate this. So whatever query available into this, we have to simply activate that. So I click on uh, activate actions, select get method and update, and you can see this will be activated. So our named query will be activated successfully. So you can see the invocable action, get opportunities, API catalog, and it has activated. And if you want to check it, we can again get back to named query API and verify from there whether it is activated or not, and you can see it is active. Now, once it is active, so if we want to use it, how we are going to use it? We have an endpoint. So let's see how can we use this endpoint on different places. So first of all, I want to test it by using REST Explorer. So I just navigate to Salesforce Inspector Reloaded, click on REST Explorer, and I will copy this named query and paste it here. I will paste it here. Yes. Now here what we have to do, here we have to pass the account ID. So I'll just navigate to the account object on my sales, and I'll just set, let's suppose I get the edge communication account, copy this account ID and pass this account ID here, and we click send. Now when we click send, you can see total 4 opportunities will be there. Edge emergency generator, edge installation. So if you want, we can very cross check also. So for this edge communication, we got 4 opportunities: edge installation and edge SLA. So here are the 4 opportunities. So you can see so easy, so simple to use this. Now this we tested in our REST Explorer. Now the same query, if I want to test it from my Postman. So how to do this? So from the Postman, we have to make a GET request. Now what will be the URL? So the URL will be let me copy paste that. Actually I have already created that. So you can see this is org form develop.lightning.post this dev dot dash ed dot develop dot my dot salesforce.com, my.salesforce.com. That's the thing. And then I copy paste that query here, the named query. Then I copy and paste this query here. So service, and here I have to pass the account ID. This account ID I have to pass here. So same account ID I'm going to pass, or if you want, we can test it with a different account ID this time. Let's suppose this time I use Grand Hotel and Resort. How many opportunities? There are 5 opportunities. So I'll just copy this account ID and paste it in the Postman. But before, as you know that before we make a request, we have to do an authorization also, because we need an authorization We need an authorization, and in the header content type application JSON, because now if I make a request here, it may not work. See this 401 unauthorized. The reason is we need an authorization. We need to do an authorization, and the authorization steps remain same. We need to go and first create a external client app, generate the consumer key and consumer secret, and based on the consumer key and consumer secret, we need to based on the consumer key and consumer secret, when we submit a URL, when we make a request, post request, then we'll get the bearer token. So in my case, I have already done that. Let me quickly generate the consume. Let me quickly generate the access token. So this is the access token I have already generated. So that's the access token, and this access token I'm going to paste here. And now when we submit a request, let's see this 200 okay, 5 opportunities. So Grand Hotel kitchen generator and Grand Hotel guest portable generator. So you can see our named query API will be successfully executed from the Postman also. We have successfully tested from the Postman also. That is the second step, second place from where we can test it. Now, if we want to execute the same named query API from using an Apex class, so how do we test it? So from the Apex class, I have already added a code for the reference. I have already created a code. Only I need to verify this thing. Okay, so get opportunity and ACC ID. Yeah. So in this Apex class, what I have created, I have created one class name as a name query Apex class, execute name query, and I will be passing account ID. So we are making HTTP request, req.set endpoint URL get domain URL dot to external form and get opportunities plus get opportunities. So what we'll do, I will copy this again, slash service slash data get opportunities, and plus the parameter we required here is ACC ID. So I'll just change this to ACC ID and value of account ID. So whatever account ID we pass here, that account ID will ID will be set, and then we run this method. So our request.set method get header authorization bearer user info.get session ID, and then we make a request here. So HTTP and response. So basically it will give a response to us, HTTP response. And what I've done, I have taken to the next level. This is the response we received, but I just want to present the data in a meaningful format. So therefore, I did the serialization. I deserialized the response, and from the records, I just fetch the opportunity name, stage, and amount. Name, stage name, and amount. Now let me save this and test it. Let me save this and test it. So I'm going to clear this log, execute, and named query. And this is the account ID. So let me this time I will pass this account ID and we will execute this. So once I submit a request, let's go and verify the response and debug only. So you can see opportunity name, opportunity name. So there are 5 records, and this is the response we received when we make a request. And then we deserialize this response, and it presents the data in this format. So that's the way we can use this named query API, or we can invoke this named query API in Apex class also. Fine. Now the last, if I want to use this named query API with a MCP server, can we do that? So answer is yes, we can use this with our MCP servers. And how do we do this? So I'll go to MCP server. Let's switch to MCP servers API catalog MCP servers, and whatever MCP server. So either you can create a new MCP server, or I'm going to edit an existing MCP server. Now we cannot add this in the S object all, which is a standard one. So I cannot add any custom objects into this, but this I can use this in another in our custom MCP server. So there is this is AITechone SFDC MCP server, which I have already created earlier in my previous videos. So I'm going to add I will be going to add this let's add this named query API as a part of this MCP server. Right now, here we have only one tool, that is a add new account, and I'm going to add a server asset. So I click on add server asset, add tool, and I am going to add the named query API. Named query API. This is the named query API which we have created recently. So I select named query API and click on add tool, get opportunities, and save this. So you can see this named query API also added as a part of your MCP server. And now the rest is same which we have done in our previous videos. How do we test it? We click on activate this, then we go to the Claude AI, include this in our Claude AI and test it. So that's the way we can create and use named query API in different method, in different ways, as a within a REST Explorer, within a REST Apex class, or within we can test it using Postman, or else we can test it by, or we can use it within our MCP servers. So that's how the named query makes the thing simpler. Okay, that's how the named query make things simpler, and it is one of the most useful Salesforce features for developers, architects, and AI integration specialists. It will simplify the API development and make Salesforce data easily accessible through the Agentforce, MCP servers, and external API application. So that's all in this video. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to the AI Tech One channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Happy learning.